That guy right there.
He ready.
Him.
Hims.
Davy is taking a stand. He is being sworn in. He's giving the truth, the whole truth. All right, so let's see here. Meredith, you go in clockwise in the 3 questions that we have from the room, and then we lean on everybody out there who wants to delve into the psyche of Davy.
Yes.
You got 3 questions, too. He gets 1 pass and 1 boomerang that he can send back to the room.
What y'all want to know?
What y'all want? What you really want from her?
Now that you've been owning your tattoo shop for a while now, what do you find most difficult?
At the current moment, the most difficult thing for me. So I have 3 artists that are Cuban. None of them have been here over a year, so they're like fresh from Cuba. And they need a lot of my attention. They need a lot of my help translating, both in person, emails, kind of middlemanning a lot of situations. They also, being that they just kind of got to the country, they don't really have like regular clients yet. So helping with the bookings and things like that. There's definitely a ton of benefit. They do great work and everybody leaves very happy. But sometimes getting the client in the chair is a lot more heavy lifting than with some of our other artists. So I would say our 3 Cubanos. Shout out to Jorge, Yasmani, and Adrian.
Adrian.
There you go.
He's new.
Okay.
Now, which one went to the game?
Jorge.
Jorge.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
well, he kept saying, what a country.
What a country.
I love that part.
Yeah.
All right, okay. So, Davy, let's talk the house.
Okay.
All right, you and your girl in the house, y'all pretty much ain't no intrusions, ain't no guests, ain't no family members, ain't no kids. It's just you and her.
Okay.
So I want to know something that you wish your girl. We'll take it from both sides. Something you wish your girl would start doing, and something that you wish your girl would stop doing.
Oh.
So like you want something and you want something that if you could have a vote, you would say, I want that to stop.
I wish she would stop immediately coming home and turning the TV on. Because I'm one of those people, like, I'll be home for an hour, 2 hours, and the TV isn't even on. I got other stuff that I'm doing. For her, it's like muscle memory. As soon as she walks in, it's like, put her stuff down, turn the TV on, change clothes, boom. It's like part of her routine.
That's super common.
Yeah, where I wish I would like to, sit with her and without the TV on, without any distractions, and talk about the day. I like that kind of stuff. So I wish that wasn't just part of her immediate routine. And start doing. I think this is a lot of men feel this way, but for me, it's kind of always on me to make the plans. Like if we're going to have a date night, a weekend, a dinner or something like that, it's kind of like 95% of the time, it's like I have to organize.
You're the cruise director?
Yeah, pretty much, which I don't mind, but I wish she would do it a little bit more often.
Director of Fun and Entertainment
Yes.
is Davy Rolando.
That's right.
Now, let me ask you this, though, because it popped in my head. Have you ever walked over and turned the TV off?
If she's like in the middle of watching something, no.
No, I mean, that would be rude. But I'm
Right.
saying she turns it on, she ain't watching it. It's just
Right.
muscle memory.
Yeah.
So you walk over, turn it off, and say, hey, babe, before we get locked off
I
into
have.
must-see TV,
I have. Yes, I was like, yo, let's talk for a little bit. Like, what'd you do today? Did you have any appointments? How'd work go? This and that. I have, and it was actually well received.
Oh, okay.
But it's still so much of like a rote thing for her that it even though it was well received, it didn't stop it from happening.
Can we not have a conversation with the TV on in the background?
We can, and
know what I mean?
Not a dude with ADD. He can't stay on
Distraction.
topic if he's like, ooh, squirrel.
Yeah. Now I'm watching a novela.
Yeah. Oh.
Maria,
Yes.
porque?
Davy, growing up, I was thinking about this because there was certain things that you're scared of as a kid, and now you look back on and you're just like, why was I ever scared of that? Like something in the closet or whatever. Was there anything silly that you were ever scared of growing up as a little kid? Don't you be like, nah. I'm hot.
He ain't gonna admit it. His ego won't let him admit
I
it.
can't think. I wasn't scared of anything.
You wasn't scared of
I'm
nothing?
trying to think.
Coming from Costa Rica, you was like, I done seen it all.
Heights, maybe heights, but I mean that's whack.
You wasn't terrified of nothing,
Nothing
coming
scared
over
you.
here not speaking the language and just walking around just aimlessly not going to class.
In the dark.
Nothing has made you. Boy, you such a superhero.
I know,
swear to
right?
God.
There's got to be something.
I'm sitting over here with a list. And this
Yeah,
bitch
me
ain't got
too.
nothing to
Me
do.
I'm gonna have to think of something like over the song. There's got to be something. I off the top of my head, I can't think
This
of
is
it.
the first one. We're gonna let him have
Yeah.
a moratorium.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you some
Please.
thinking moments here. All right, because we coming back with the
Okay.
people's smoke. You haven't used the pass yet. Although we should take his pass for
We
this.
should.
Substitution.
Give me the song. Give me the song. I'll think of something.
You sure you don't want to plead the fifth?
Yeah, I don't
man?
wanna plead the fifth.
Yeah, sure. All right, part 2 of Plead the Fifth action. Davy took a pause.
Yeah.
All right, and it was funny because we in the room and he was like, "Oh, I got one.
I got it.
What is it?"
Okay.
The question was, what is he like? Was he scared of as a kid? Did he have any fear? Of course, the normal Davy that we all know, who's like never afraid of anything, stepped forward. It was like, nah, nothing. Maybe heights.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were like, we're not taking that.
I'm not taking that. What were you afraid of?
Okay, and this was and I'm gonna offend some people, so I apologize in advance.
Oh no.
And my father had this fear, and I think he kind of like transferred it to me. So real quick backstory. I grew up in Tampa, middle of the city, Dale, Mabry, and Waters, like Chico Town. And then when I was 16, we moved out to Pasco. And once we moved out to Pasco, my dad would always tell me to watch out for the rednecks. That was the only group of people that he felt was like very dangerous to
my
me.
God.
And he'd always like
We about to make the
All
pass.
right.
I know, I'm sorry. But it's true. He'd always warn me about rednecks. And I grew up for a while with, I guess, an irrational fear, or maybe, I don't know, but I was scared of rednecks for a while.
Knew it was gonna happen.
It was about to go
Saw a
down.
Confederate flag, and you were like, "Oh Lord, the boogeyman!"
It never came up until we moved out to like Pasco to the sticks.
Interesting.
And then it was a comment like when I was leaving the house, son, you gotta be careful.
Damn, every time for you.
That's funny.
It was
That's
common.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah, so rednecks.
All right, okay. Wow.
I thought you were gonna
Is
say
that even a term that can be said?
I don't know.
I mean,
I
'cause
hope
I
so.
thought it was a bad word before I saw Jeff Foxworthy doing it and using it as comedy. So I was like, well, now I'm not too sure. But all right, we ain't gonna say that.
people
too
are
good.
like, yo, I'm
Like,
dead.
yo,
Watch out for the rednecks.
If they got testicles on the back of their truck, you run, Davy, run. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yes, it is.
Okay, all right, we got
I
3
should have used my
that.
plead.
Yeah, you should have tapped out on that joint. All right, so let's see, we got a few. A13, they say, Davy, what is your biggest regret? If you have one, what is your biggest regret?
Can't think of a big regret. Okay, you know what? When I was a JIT, my mom for a couple years pushed me to try to learn to play like the piano, the keyboard. I wanted to DJ, but she wanted me to learn a musical instrument. Looking back, I wish I would have done both instead of like, just take one lane, because learning one of those instruments would have been super productive for where I am now.
You could have been the next Pharrell.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, but here I am.
Here you
Here you are on the freak
tattoo man,
show.
scared of rednecks. That clarinet could have made you nice and peaceful.
Right?
Wow.
Out of the 863, bro, I always wondered, what was your worst experience ever being a DJ? Have you ever been booed while DJing? Have you ever been in an uncomfortable situation? Let me know.
Yes, I have been booed. It was
You have been?
yeah. It was one of my first gigs I ever did. It was the first like long gig that was over like 2+ hours, and my computer wasn't ready for that, and it crashed. crashed like mid-set, and I had to reboot it, and it was like 4 or 5 minutes of silence, and there was some booze in between. I was using my ex-girlfriend's computer. I didn't even have my own joint.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a catastrophe. I never got booked back at that school either.
You was at a school?
I was.
They was hitting you at the booth?
It was a small little private school. I forget if it was like homecoming, prom. It was something. It was an event, and yeah, my computer crashed.
So it went silent.
It did for a while, and I tried to I tried to get on the mic and talk in the meantime, but it was taking way too long. Yeah, I got booed.
I will tell you, sidebar, Full Moon Saloon, when they first started doing Serato.
Okay.
Because everybody used to, for those who don't know, DJs used to have to carry their own records. And so the more records they had, the more they had to enlist friends to do it. Mm-hmm. So all of our DJs used to do that. And DJ Tromba was one of the ones that used to have everybody who he was trying to get on carry his stuff. And when he switched to the computer, and I was like, what is this madness you doing? And the computer froze up one night. Oh, man. That 10 minutes of silence in the club was
it was the worst.
It was the worst. I was feeling so bad for him. I'm like, oh my God, my dog ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
He came back and got it cracking, but boy, that silence is definitely.
It took years for the computers to catch up to be able to process. Like
but also, y'all had to catch up with not downloading porn or doing all your regular. Because you do your regular stuff on that laptop, and then you get viruses. So everybody started using their one laptop for gigs, their other one for the trigs.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Next one out of the 954.
Last one, by the way.
Okay, Mr.
Last one.
Okay, Mr. Secret Keeper, this says. Orlando's daughter turns 18.
No.
You run.
I agree. No.
Hold on. You run into her at a spot doing something shady, but not detrimental. However, it could be habit forming. She asked you not to let her dad know because he's going to be lit.
Wait. Before we get into this question, what's habit forming? I just want to make sure I understand.
It doesn't say.
She doing something that could create a habit.
Could.
Like some drugs.
Could.
Or some drinking.
Could, yes.
Or some sexing.
That's what, all those can be habit forming.
Okay, now I fully understand.
Would you keep that secret or are you going to tell her?
No, I'm busting. I don't know her. I've never really even had a conversation with either of your daughters. I don't owe them any loyalty. I'm here with you every day. Yeah, I would say so.
Wow, you're a snitch. Look at you.
I would say so.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I was wondering. I'm like, boy, hey, I know I done seen this story happen 100 times.
You have to form some kind of loyalty to me for me to like, you know what I'm saying, ride or die.
So this is an area you would snitch comfortably.
Yeah, I don't know her. I know you.
There we go. All right. That's my dog. Right?
Oh, my gosh.
There we go. I thought he was about to pull that whole I don't snitch. I'm like, listen, bro, she said possibly addicted. You better tell me what the hell she doing.
Yeah.
Catch my daughter with some booger sugar. You better let me know immediately.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
All right, you got one to boomerang back. What you got?
What irrational fear or just fear that you what was the way it was worded?
So something you
silly
had
fear.
a silly fear when you was a child.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all day.
I run the list.
I knew it.
I'm still scared of half of them.
I knew there was an alligator living under my bed. It was
an alligator in your bed?
under my bed, and put my foot down in the middle of the night to like run to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Boy, that mouth was gonna just chomp my ankle and my foot off.
I was
Absolutely.
scared of the dark.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was scared of the dark. Anything that was on the dresser, that was on, like if it was like a pile of clothes, when it became the dark, like the dark went out,
monster.
that was a monster. That was a Jabba the
Shadow.
Hutt. That was a witch. It was one day, it was a point up at the top. It looked like a witch. I laid there in the bed. I had to pee. And I ain't get up for hours because I was just like, until it got to almost daylight and you could see there was clothes.
Yeah.
But when it was dark, that was a witch that was sitting on the dresser, just like, I dare you to get up. That's what it was.
It's you and me, witch.
Dead
Go hold it.
I mean, the neighborhood dogs like King and Prince, the pit bull Prince. Oh my damn, I was scared of that dog. Like anytime I was walking down the street and I saw him in the yard, I would walk literally back down our street, which is probably like 3/4 of a mile to get back around the block. I would go back around the block. and then go around the long block to
Really?
get to my house that side because that pit bull was out there and he broke off the chain
Wow.
all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, bro, I don't want to run home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not trying to race a pit bull.
I'll just walk this way
Yeah.
and walk all the way back around. Yeah, it was bad.
Somebody
All right.
just texted us that they were afraid of leaves growing up.
Leaves? Like leaves from a tree?
Yeah.
I was afraid of spiders.
Yeah,
I
I
felt
still
an
am.
ant hill. I stepped in. I got
Oh.
afraid of ants for a while. I was freaked out anytime I saw an ant. I
This
thought the other ones
explains
was
a
coming.
lot about you.
It's why I'm not in the nature. It's why I'm not trying to be outside, whatever. Davy has officially passed
Yay.
his plead the fifth action. We got more coming up for you. Don't move.